Paul McCartney's solo success after the Beatles, birth and early childhood. Paul McCartney was born on June 18, 1942, in Liverpool, England. He grew up in a working-class neighborhood, with a strong musical influence from his father, James, who played the piano. McCartney learned to play several instruments, starting with the trumpet before switching to guitar. In 1957, at the age of 15, McCartney met John Lennon at a church festival in Liverpool. Impressed by each other's talents, McCartney joined Lennon's band, the Quarrymen, marking the beginning of a legendary musical partnership. By 1960, McCartney, Lennon, George Harrison, and later Ringo Starr formed the Beatles. They started playing in local clubs, especially in Hamburg, Germany, where they polished their performances and grew as musicians. The Beatles gained national attention in the UK with the release of their first hit, Love Me Do, in 1962. This marked the beginning of Beatlemania and the group's rise to international fame, with McCartney and Lennon co-writing many of their biggest hits. During the mid-1960s, the Beatles experimented with new musical styles, with albums like Rubber Soul and Revolver. McCartney's songwriting matured, and his bass playing became an integral part of their evolving sound. He wrote iconic songs like Yesterday during this period. In 1967, the Beatles released Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, a groundbreaking album that solidified its place in music history. McCartney played a major role in its production, embracing new recording techniques and creative concepts. By 1970, tensions within the Beatles led to their breakup. McCartney's announcement of his departure coincided with the release of his debut solo album, McCartney, signaling the end of the band's era and the beginning of his solo career. McCartney formed Wings in 1971 with his wife, Linda McCartney, and other musicians. They achieved major success in the 1970s with hits like Band on the Run and Jet. McCartney's ability to reinvent himself kept him relevant in a rapidly changing music scene. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, McCartney maintained a successful solo career, experimenting with different musical genres and collaborating with other artists. He also composed classical music and film scores, expanding his creative output beyond rock music. Paul McCartney became more than just a musician. He was a cultural icon whose music transcended generations. His work with the Beatles, and Wings, and as a solo artist continues to inspire musicians around the world. As of 2024, McCartney is 82 years old. Though he has slowed down his touring schedule, he remains active in the music industry. He continues to release albums and perform at select events, including high-profile charity concerts and festivals. Retirement and legacy. While McCartney has not formally announced his retirement, he has hinted at stepping back from extensive touring. His musical legacy remains unparalleled, with a career that spans over 6 decades. His contributions to music have left an indelible mark on popular culture, ensuring his place in history as one of the greatest artists of all time.